do have my share few. First being, I don't like being moved around. Big ups to those of you who have been MHA for years before you made regulars. Y'all are real MVPs. I don't know how y'all did this for so many years. And there's a possibility I can still be doing it for a couple years, which is going to drive me insane. I am so over being moved from different areas. When I first started, I took advantage of it mainly because I didn't want to deal with a particular supervisor that was going to be my supervisor at this particular machine. So I took every advantage I could to get moved. But now that I'm at a machine that I actually like working at, I don't like being moved. Mainly, I get moved to areas to me that are slower paced than what we do at this machine, and I just end up fighting sleep the rest of the day or all day. That being flat prep or pop tops or sack shake. I definitely do not like it when I'm sent to high speed. It's a busy area. I'm not gonna lie, it will keep you busy, but I just don't like working at that area. And a little bit of the supervisor there too. Not a bad supervisor, just very by the book. When you work with a supervisor that you kind of can get a little bit of extra longer breaks, and then you get one that's by the book that says you be here back by 15, you don't really want to deal with that. And then it just depends on how they run their area. They're not bad, just sometimes some of them are very by the book, and it can be a little bit stressful or annoying or frustrating when you kind of have that by the book person, especially if you're normally used to a more laid back supervisor. That's the first thing. Let's see, the second thing I would say that irritated me once is the second that the regular sees you, they feel like, oh, I don't gotta do anything now. You're here. And they'll either disappear or go off or do something else, look like they're working. Yes, that gets old very quickly. I actually learned that I'll do my part of it and then I'm going to walk away because that will force them to do their part of the job. What I mean by that is sometimes there's 2 to 3 people at my machine that either has to set up the machine, whether it's when we start off in the morning or setting up for tour 3, we set up the machine. And when I end up with someone who I know does not really do anything, the best way to make them do something is to do your little section, do it your third or your half, walk away, disappear when they realize no one is doing it. Then that forces them to do their part. Yes, that's another thing. The fact that they just feel that they can take advantage of you because you're the mail handler assistant, especially if you're in your first 90 days, because you're trying to make a good impression, trying to keep this job and make it past 90, that's when they really back off. That's because they know you're going to work your butt off because you want to be here past 90 days. That got old very quickly. I'm trying to think if there's more. I don't really think I have that much. I had another one, but I can't quite think of it right now of what it was I did not like. That just irritated me. It really left my mind. Those are the two main things I don't like. Oh, wait, here's one. The fact that they can kind of play with your hours. I understand. We're not guaranteed 40, but it does get frustrating that they can kind of play with it a little bit. It could even be almost a personal thing, and 1 or 2 people can just dock some hours just to avoid some issues. Hence, we were docked 30 minutes because 1 or 2 or a few people were staying past overtime and overtime wasn't called, and then they got to pay the regulars the extra money because they got overtime. So we ended up losing 30 minutes. Not that great. I wasn't particularly fond of that. 2.5 hours a week off your check does show and it does impact, especially right where we're in the middle of an inflation. Gas just went up from like 309 to 319, and some of them are even higher than that. So that got a little bit frustrating. Luckily, we're back full time. Thank you. That's probably one of the things. I'm sure there's others, maybe a few. What was one of them? Well, if they mandate overtime for the regulars, you're automatically working. Just take that in. If they mandate overtime or they mandate people to work holidays, you're automatically working that holiday. So if they mandate Thanksgiving Day for the regulars to work, because the regulars normally have that day off, if they mandate it, you're automatically working as an MHA. Do I dislike that? Kind of. I don't mind working Thanksgiving Day for now. For now, I'm pretty sure as years go on and I'm stuck working all the time, I'll probably be like, okay, I'm over it. But my main thing was my off days is kind of set on like the start of the week, so it's just I can't tell if I'm gonna be 6 days or it's gonna be 5 days. And they mandate it, and they mostly mandate every Monday holiday. And usually, when they mandate every Monday holiday, you're automatically working that weekend. It's not horrible, but again, it gets old after a while. Just like everything gets old after a while. You're expected to work these hours, but again, over time, everything gets old. You're like, all right, bruh, what's the deal? But that's expected. But if you are a regular, if they don't mandate it, you actually don't have to work. Most of them volunteer to work their off days just so they can either get that extra money, I'm at the holidays, that double time, or they'll work that holiday so they can take it and take the hours for their annual leave. For those of you who don't know that, on the holidays, if you work your holidays, even MHAs can do this. It took me a while. I forgot about that. Even MHAs can do this. If you're working a holiday, which is one of your double time days, you can take the hours and add it to your annual leave instead of the extra money. So for those of you who just might want to add some days, there's another way you can do it right there. So if you work one of the Thanksgiving days, instead of taking that double time, you can just say, hey, add 8 hours to my annual leave. And add some more leave on your books. Oh, keep in mind, MHAs, if when you make regular, your annual leave does not carry over. Again, when you make regular, your annual leave do not carry over. So once you pass your 90 days, don't take advantage. Take those days. Use your annual days. Because once you make regulars and you start being a regular, it starts all over. So they do not carry over. Take those days when you need them. Use them before you go regular because it does not carry over. Don't know when I was told that, but that was something I learned. Did not know that, so that's why I started to actually use it, especially mainly on Sundays. I've only actually used it twice. One Sunday and I think one Thursday. Gave myself a 3-day weekend. So start doing that. When you need a day, just need a day. Extra day off, extra day of sleep, extra day to get some stuff done. Use your annual leave. Those of you past your 90 days. Those of you within your 90 days, wait until you hit your 90 days. You are still collecting annual leave. There was one MHA I work with, he was told that you don't get annual leave within your 90 days until after, and then he was told, no, you do. So just in case, you are collecting annual leave when you start. They just prefer you not to use them until after your 90 days. After 90 days, then you can start using your annual leave. You do not get sick days though, and you do not get vacation days. They're just annual leave, but you can use vacation. I think those were right. I might be wrong with that. Sick days. Is it vacation days? Oh my gosh, I need to look. But anyways, I'm trying to think of just anything else. I don't know. Other than the fact that you're MHA and you can kind of get pulled everywhere. Like I could be at flat prep. Like one day I actually wanted to be at flat prep and chill and then get moved somewhere else. You just want to chill and you pretty much have to just go, just move. You can't really just be like, no, bro, I don't want to do that. Just go. But I think that is all. Don't have a lot, and it might not be very exciting, mainly because I've done worse. Not like worse, but I've done worse. I've worked longer hours. I've had all-nighters. I've worked nights for a long time, so I've done worse. Even at the station is more manual than what I do at the plant. Not saying it's not manual at the plant, it's just not as much. Mainly because I'm not touching every single package as you would be doing as a distribution clerk at a station. But I don't have that many. I feel like I have more, and maybe they'll come to me with time. Maybe you guys might throw some of them in the comments of what you don't like, and I'll be like, I might agree, because there's some things I might not have thought about or haven't even experienced it. Because I did kind of start off a bit easy toward two. Most of the people I work with are 20 years plus in, so they come in and they get to work. Not so much drama, not so much anything. Quite a chill area. I was told if I started any other tour, they were like, you probably would hate it. But I didn't, and I really did want tour one when I started, but I ended up being tour two. But that's all I have for y'all right now. I will check back with y'all later on a different day.